Welcome to our in-depth country comparison between Nigeria and Eritrea in 2025. If you've ever wondered which of these two African nations stand out in terms of economy, culture, education, military, and overall quality of life, you are in the right place. We'll break it all down for you, making it easy to understand. Nigeria, located in West Africa, is the most populous country on the continent. It's often referred to as the giant of Africa due to its massive population, rich culture, and growing economy. On the other hand, Eritrea, situated in the Horn of Africa, is a smaller nation with a unique history, a resilient people, and a fascinating culture. But which country is better? Stay with us till the end to find out. But before we do so, you are welcome back to this channel. I'm Teresa, and if you are new here, consider subscribing. Don't forget to turn on post notification because that will notify you whenever we drop new content on this channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share. So first, let's talk about geography and size. Nigeria is the 14th largest country in Africa, covering about 923,768 square kilometers. It has a diverse landscape from the coastal plains in the south to the arid Sahel in the north, along with plateaus and savannas in between. The Niger and Benue rivers are two major water bodies that shape Nigeria's geography. Eritrea, in contrast, is much smaller with an area of about 117,600 square kilometers. It has a coastline along the Red Sea, which gives it strategic importance. Eritrea's geography consists of mountains, plateaus, and deserts, making it a country with varied landscapes despite its size. In terms of size, Nigeria is significantly larger than Eritrea, covering almost 8 times more land. This gives Nigeria an advantage in terms of natural resources and agricultural land. Now, talking about population and governance, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa with over 220 million people in 2025. It has one of the highest birth rates in the world, and its population is expected to continue growing rapidly. The country is home to over 250 ethnic groups, with the three largest being the Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, and Igbo. Eritrea, on the other hand, has a much smaller population of around 3.8 million people in 2025. The main ethnic groups in Eritrea include the Tigray, and Saho, among others. While Eritrea has a smaller, more homogeneous population, Nigeria's diversity is one of its strengths, contributing to a rich cultural landscape. Now, talking about economy and GDP. Nigeria has the largest economy in Africa with a gross domestic product, that is GDP, of over $500 billion in 2025. It is rich in natural resources, especially oil and gas, which makes up a significant portion of its exports. Other major industries in Nigeria include agriculture, banking, telecommunications, and entertainment, with Nollywood being the second largest film industry in the world. Eritrea's economy is much smaller, with a GDP of around $7 billion in 2025. The country's main industries include mining, that is gold, copper, and potash, agriculture, and fisheries. Unlike Nigeria, Eritrea does not rely heavily on oil and gas, but rather on its mineral resources. While Nigeria's economy is far bigger, Eritrea has been making steady economic progress despite challenges such as international sanctions and limited trade partners. Now, let's talk about standard of living. Nigeria has a mix of wealth and poverty. While cities like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt have modern infrastructure and business opportunities, many rural areas still lack basic amenities. The poverty rate remains a concern, with over 40% of the population living below the poverty line. Eritrea, despite its smaller economy, has a relatively low cost of living, but many people still struggle with economic hardship. Unlike Nigeria, Eritrea has a strict government-controlled economy, limiting private business growth. Many Eritreans depend on subsistence farming, and job opportunities are limited. Now, talking about infrastructure and transportation, Nigeria has a vast transportation network, including major highways, international airports, and seaports. The country is investing heavily in infrastructure projects, including railways, bridges, and smart cities like Eco Atlantic in Lagos. However, traffic congestion and poor road maintenance remain challenges. Eritrea has a less developed infrastructure compared to Nigeria. The country has one international airport and a small but functional railway system. Due to its small size, transportation is not as complex as in Nigeria. However, limited investment in infrastructure has slowed Eritrea's development. Now let's talk about education system. Nigeria has hundreds of universities, polytechnics, and colleges, including some of Africa's top-ranking institutions like the University of Ibadan and Ahmadu Bello University. Despite its educational development, Nigeria faces challenges such as frequent university strikes, overcrowded classrooms, and high unemployment among graduates. Eritrea, on the other hand, has a more controlled education system with fewer universities. The government provides free education, but opportunities for higher education are limited. Many Eritreans seek education abroad due to a lack of advanced facilities at home. Now, talking about military power, Nigeria has one of the strongest military forces in Africa with over 200,000 active personnel. It has a well-equipped army, navy, and air force, and it actively participates in UN peacekeeping missions. Eritrea has a smaller military, but it is known for its discipline. Due to mandatory military service, most young Eritreans undergo military training. Eritrea's military strength is defensive rather than offensive. Now, talking about healthcare system. Nigeria's healthcare system is a mix of public and private institutions. While there are modern hospitals in major cities, the healthcare system faces challenges such as poor funding, inadequate equipment, and medical brain drain, where Nigerian doctors move abroad for better opportunities. Eritrea has a government-controlled healthcare system that provides basic amenities and basic services for free, but access to specialized care is limited due to international isolation. The country struggles with a shortage of modern medical equipment and medicine. Now, talking about culture and entertainment. Nigeria is a cultural powerhouse. The country is famous for Afrobeat music, Nollywood movies, fashion, and literature. Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido have gained global recognition, making Nigeria a leader in African entertainment. Eritrea has a rich but less globally recognized culture. Traditional Eritrean music, dance, and fashion are deeply rooted in its history. The country's cuisine, coffee culture, and festivals are unique, attracting visitors who want to experience its traditional way of life. So, which country is better? The answer depends on what you value. If you prefer a large, diverse country with a booming entertainment industry, economic opportunities, and military strength, Nigeria takes the lead. If you appreciate a peaceful, smaller nation with a strong sense of identity and a focus on tradition, Eritrea stand out. Both countries have their strengths and weaknesses, and each has a unique story to tell. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing comparisons. See you in the next video.